So, Reg, you work with a lot of tech leaders, professional advisors, and investors. What would you say their biggest challenges are at the moment?
That's a great question. I think the big one at the moment is the overuse of AI. If you think I've recently, or certainly we're recording this on a Friday, I have met about 4 different people, 2 in the wealth market and 2 tech leaders who run 2 technology businesses, all of them using AI, all of them trying to win new customers, and they are producing an inordinate amount of content. And, it's never been easier for them to produce stuff. And I think that's the problem. They're producing countless amounts of fluff and what I would regard as AI slop. And they'll say to me, "Oh, Reg, I'm so excited. We've done 20 LinkedIn posts over the last 4 days." And I'm going, 20? Wow. What's the return been? How long have you been doing it? And they'll say, "Well, we've been doing it for 6 months." Well, we'd still kind of finding our groove and everything else. The reality is people have never had so much access to technology.
Yeah.
They've got tools at their fingertips. AI, they've got Claude, GPT, Perplexity, Gemini, creating amazing amounts of content. And it's all the same. It's all the same fluff. They're finding it very, very difficult to win new business. Very traditional. As I mentioned, I've been meeting companies in the wealth management space, fintech space, and actually the technology space and wider software markets. And they are really struggling. They're struggling to try and break through the noise by trying to adopt things that are very, very popular on TikTok and Instagram, aimed at completely different markets. It's not that they shouldn't do that. It's just that they're lacking a strategy in terms of what to actually do. And to me, that's a massive problem. So 2 or 3 different market sectors: wealth management, technology leaders, and, software companies that I've met over the last week. And they're all saying the same thing. Reg, help. We're producing a lot of stuff and it's not going anywhere. Well, guess what? The first question I ask is, show me your strategy. What, a content strategy? No, your overarching strategy.
Do you find that a lot of companies then don't have strategies as well?
I think they have plans. I think they have sort of small blueprints here, there, and everywhere. They don't have an overarching strategy for the business. And you'll find that marketing might have their own marketing strategy of sorts, but normally that boils down to content. And then you will also find that sales will have some kind of hit list and direct strategy, which they call go to market. But it's not. It's actually churn out as much stuff as you can, download lots of emails and names, and bombard people until they're blue in the face and just annoy them with the same questions that everyone else is asking them. Hey, I came across your website. Hey, I came across this. We do this. We do that. And that is not a strategy. That's a chuck as much mud at the wall and see what sticks. And that, unfortunately, is what's going on out there, because we've all experienced it. How many emails have we had that we don't want? Our inbox is
Definitely.
cluttered with that stuff. So take a step back, take a deep breath, remember who your audience is, break that audience down and actually create content for them, because that will always rise to the top. You're not there to try and break LinkedIn's algorithm or the Instagram's algorithm or anyone else's or X's. You're there to actually communicate with your audience. And your audience, if you're in that sector, are not necessarily people who are going to buy into that hook. They're after something a bit more serious. And there are plenty of people doing those hook type related AI baiting type stuff. What they're after is a conversation. What they're after is something and someone who's going to solve their problem. And that's what we do. We come in, we help them, which is why we're doing a video like this, to actually talk at a pace. There's no sort of shenanigans going on, if you like, but we're trying to move away from the noise. So as an old saying goes, when the world zigs, you need to zag. And that's what we're doing right now. So does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. I'll speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye. press the stop button.